Today we are going to talk about the basic principles of dispatch management, the basic principles of grid dispatch management. First, the principle of unified dispatch and hierarchical management. Unified dispatch, mentioned in the regulations for grid dispatch management, generally refers to the content as follows. Firstly, by the Power Grid Dispatch Agency, organize the whole grid dispatch plan, also known as the preparation and execution of the power grid operation mode, includes the unified balance and implementation of the power generation and supply dispatch plan for the entire grid, a unified balance and arrangement of the maintenance progress of the main power generation and supply equipment for the entire grid, the unified arrangement of the main connection mode for the entire grid, and the unified arrangement and implementation of safety and stability measures for the entire grid. Secondly, unified command of the operation, manipulation and accident handling of the entire grid. Thirdly, unified arrangement by means of peak regulation, frequency regulation, and voltage regulation for the entire network. Fourthly, unified coordination and regulation of the operation of relay protection, safety automatic devices, dispatch automation systems, and dispatch communication system across the entire grid. Fifthly, unified coordination of the rational utilization of hydropower and plant reservoirs. Sixth, unified coordination of various relationships related to the operation of the power grid, in accordance with rules and regulations. The hierarchical management, mentioned in the regulations on the management of power grid dispatching, refers to clarifying the responsibilities and authorities of dispatch agencies at all levels, based on the characteristics of power grids stratification, to implement the unified dispatch efficiently, and refers to the division of labor that is specifically implemented by grid dispatch agencies at all levels, within the scope of their dispatch management. Second, the principle of power generation and consumption according to dispatch plan. Electricity consumption, according to plan, is an important policy in the use of electric power. In our country, it is based on the specific conditions in China and put forward through our gradual awareness in the process of socialist construction, and from both positive and negative experiences, we continually conclude it has played a role in promoting the rational use of electricity and ensuring the development of the national economy. In the case of power shortage, the implementation of the planned electricity consumption directly affects the safety, quality, and economic operation of the power grid, and directly concerns the maintenance of regular and orderly power supply for production and daily life in society. Therefore, it is stipulated that no organization or individual shall exceed the allocated power or electricity quota, nor should they use more power or electricity than their designated allowance. The dispatch agencies can issue warnings to electricity users who exceed their allocated plan, and if the warning is ineffective, they are authorized to issue power restriction orders and can take measures to forcibly retrieve excess electricity in necessary cases. Partial or complete temporary suspension of electricity supply can be enforced. Any economic causes resulting from load shedding or termination of power supply will be the responsibility of the electricity user concerned. Third, the principle of combining the maintenance of the overall interests of the power grid with the protection of the legitimate rights and interests of relevant units and power users. Safeguarding the overall interests of the power grid is to ensure its safety, quality, and economic operation, as this is the common interest of all units within the power grid, including power users, and also the national interest. China implements the socialist market economy, where both power enterprises and electricity users have their own economic interests, and a broad range of power users across different regions and sectors also have their individual interests at stake. However, from the perspective of the entire grid, this is still a local interest, which must obey the overall situation, and the necessary measure that must be taken to ensure the safe, high quality, and economically efficient operation of the power grid is to implement load shedding based on the power rationing sequence of exceeding planned electricity consumption, and sacrifice the part to protect the whole. Only by meeting the overall premise of power grid safety can the common interests of power enterprises and users be guaranteed. Fourth, the principle of legal protection for duty dispatchers. In fulfilling their duties, the duty dispatchers are protected by law in fulfilling their duties. No unit or individual shall illegally interfere with the dispatch system. Duty dispatchers issue or execute dispatch orders and carry out official duties in accordance with the law, with the right to refuse various illegal interventions. The dispatch orders have coercive force. Only in this way can we ensure the smooth and effective dispatch command, timely handle power grid accidents, and ensure the safe, high quality and economically efficient operation of the power grid. The dispatch orders in the dispatching system must be executed when the execution of the dispatch orders may endanger person and equipment safety. The on-duty personnel of the dispatching system shall report to the superiors, who shall decide whether to execute or cancel the dispatch orders. When the person in charge of the power grid management department or the person in charge of the dispatch agency has different opinions on the dispatch orders issued by the on-duty dispatcher of the superior dispatch agency, he may raise them to the superior power administrative department or the superior dispatching agency. However, before receiving a reply, on-duty dispatcher of the order dispatching agency must execute the dispatching orders issued by the on-duty dispatcher of the superior dispatching agency. A power grid dispatch should comply with the requirements of socialist market economy and the principles of objective laws of power grid operation. The establishment of the socialist market economy system has put forward a series of requirements for the power industry and for the grid dispatching management. The power grid dispatching and management work should proceed from the overall situation of developing the socialist market economy, correctly understand the status and role of the power grid dispatching and management work under the conditions of the market economy, change the operating mechanism of electric power enterprises to improve electric energy, and also enhance the social awareness of commodities, electricity as a commodity, as both value and utility, and it has the characteristic of being produced, sold, and consumed simultaneously. It must be exchanged and circulated through the power grid. Therefore, ECORC's electricity dispatch work must be carried out in accordance with national laws and regulations. The power grid dispatch should pay attention to maintaining the legitimate rights and interests of the grid operation in all respects, protecting the legitimate sound interests of electricity consumers and power users, and achieving fairness and impartiality in dispatch work. This requires that all links of power production, supply and use should be directly or indirectly included in the market economy system. In addition, the power grid operation has strong scientific and technological characteristics and has its inherent objective laws, which must be unconditionally followed by the power grid dispatch. Okay, boys and girls, that's all for this lesson. See you next time.